100%
No, we're
true.
having a conversation.
Listen, hold on.
Woman
She was the
man.
Bonnie to his Clyde. She was the Bonnie to his Clyde that got out just in time to then press charge to use her leverage against him in order to make sure that she made herself seem like the victim. She was threatening motherfuckers to kill them.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Raw Reacts. I got a great episode for y'all today. Like, comment, subscribe. We growing, baby. We growing. Let's go.
So we're using her for what?
Well, she should be on trial, and that's the problem.
Let's not forget that she also has
the only reason,
even though she was subpoenaed,
but
she
an
has
opinion is that
the only reason that we're having this conversation right now, the only reason we having this conversation right now is because she had a pretty face and she had a skinny waist.
Facts.
That's it.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
That's no. Let's 100%
no, we're
true.
having a conversation.
Hold on. She was the Bonnie to his Clyde.
Absolutely.
She was the Bonnie to his Clyde that got out just in time to then press charge to use her leverage against him in order to make sure that she made herself seem like the victim. She was threatening motherfuckers to kill them. She threatened people to kill them if they talked or if they released any video that had anything to do with her. That's crazy. Y'all sitting here acting like this girl.
Oh, she made a threat to.
It was one person.
No, she made a threat.
So what?
Listen. I was talking to people that was in the courtroom.
Right.
I'm not telling you hearsay. I'm not going off of no gossip blogs. I'm going off of people that told me exactly what she said, word for word, that looked at the text messages, that was watching her husband cringe every time she said something that was in that chair.
But Anton, if
she was holding people,
were plastered on
out
the wall,
she held the dude against
not me.
She called and said, "I will have you killed. I will not do it myself."
Plastered on the wall, they would be embarrassed. We all have dark past. Everybody has done things that they're not proud of. We're human beings.
It's amazing. You know what? I look at this fake femininity. I look at this fake femininity all the time, and it's amazing to me. And the reason that it's amazing to me is it's selective. It's selective femininity. It's selective mindset when it comes to it. When it's relationships, it's cool. When it comes to actually holding women accountable, all of y'all get amnesia.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we got every excuse in the world. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? She might have been underage. Oh, hold on. She wasn't used to the lifestyle.
Yep.
Wait, she's not the one on trial.
The level of mental gymnastics that they do in order to protect another woman, especially a pretty one, is outrageous. And they know it. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. Like, even when certain things are coming up about her threatening people and about her initiating freak-offs and all kinds of stuff, they're still saying, "Oh no, they're only doing that. She's only doing that because she was under duress. She was scared to get beat up and all this shit." And while that could be somewhat true, it doesn't seem very likely from the text that we've been seeing and the messages and stuff that we've been seeing. It doesn't seem that likely that was actually happening because she was able to get away, cheat on him with another guy, and then go back to it. Like, no, hell no. If she's able to get away and cheat on him, she wasn't under that much duress. She really wasn't, yo. Not only that, but she went off with Alex Fine and had a family and got married and shit. So she must have been not under that much duress, man.
Might have been underage. Oh, hold on. She wasn't used to the lifestyle. Wait, she's not the one on trial. Everything matters when a person's life is in the balance as far as him having to go to jail for the rest of his life.
That's true.
Anton, just say she's a whore.
All of this, we gonna hold
What
women
does that
accountable
matter?
conversations. All of this, we gonna hold women accountable conversations that we usually have. That shit go out the window when it actually comes to the rubber meeting the road, and we have to pick somebody and say, "Wait a minute." Now that we look at the text messages, now that we look at the lifestyle, now that we look at how toxic she is, now that we look at the fact that she was cheating, now that we look at the fact that she was the one that was initiated, when we actually have evidence and she admits that she threatened to kill somebody, and she admits that she was going to empower the people when she had the power, she benefited, she lived the lifestyle, she had the cars, she had the clothes, she did all of the shit, and she lived like a fucking rock star.
This is
and now when it comes to the fact that she's the snitch, that's all she is. She's nothing more than the motherfucker that was participating in the robberies, participating in the lifestyle, and then she got out just in time. And the only reason that she even reached out to him again, because let's be clear, she cheated on her husband with Diddy. She went back with the nigga. So the only reason we having this conversation is because her man is dusty and broke. That's
you're relating things that are not related.
I'm gonna let you have it. That nigga that she with right now is broke.
Okay.
And so as they started to go broke, they decided to leverage the dude that she used to be with and say, hey, listen, if you don't give me this money, I'm gonna file this lawsuit against you and I'm gonna ruin your life. She got money. They just admitted that she.
And that's exactly what's going on. I believe that they said that her and Alex Fine were living back with her parents or something like that. That's a far cry from living off with a billionaire man and being on yachts and taking private jets and having the best clothes and the best lifestyle. I don't know anybody like from, especially when it happened when you were 22 to what, about 30 something? You were used to that lifestyle. I don't know anybody who want to go back down to being a regular lifestyle. Of course you're going to reach out, especially as a woman, you know, especially with the way women are nowadays and the entitlement and all that shit. I can see a woman, especially like, yeah, I've messed up in my life and you've moved on. I need a piece of something or else I'm tearing down the whole empire. I can definitely see that for sure. That's not beyond the reach of Frill. It's not. And then you got all these women saying, well, she deserved this money. She was beat. She was that. We saw her get beat up one time. I'm not saying it didn't happen multiple times, but one ass whooping don't equate to no $20 million. I'm sorry. It just don't. It don't, man. I done been beat up before. Do I get $20 million for getting beat up? No. I done had let females put their hands on me. Do I get money for letting that? No, you don't. You don't, man. You don't deserve anything. You put up with it because you wanted the lifestyle. That's what this was. It's kind of like that show Fear Factor. Remember that show? In order for you to win that money, you had to let roaches crawl up on you. You had to eat worms and shit like that. But you don't come back later to the show and like, oh, well, they abused me for this money. Like, no, it's not how this works, man.
Like, she got money. They just admitted that she was getting coached by the federal government on what to say on the stand.
Facts.
At the same time, she just got $10 million more from the Intercontinental Hotel just less than a month ago.
Yep.
He was going broke. They couldn't sustain a lifestyle. They went back to the dude, and instead of him being a man and saying, you know what, I'm gonna take care of us. I got you. I know you a whore, but you're gonna be my reformed whore. We want to sit and make it seem like she was a victim. No, she did what every other woman would have did. She lived a lifestyle. She went broke, and then she came back for seconds. And now we making it seem like she the victim. No, she a whore. That's all.
That's right.
Okay, so let's say that she's a whore. That's fine. Let's say that she's a whore. Excuse me. Let's say that she's a whore. Fine. But the red herring here is to relate her being a whore to Diddy's crimes in what he's done. So let's list things.
What's the crime?
She was a freak, right? No, hold on one second. She was a freak, right? She liked to do all type of promiscuous things. She has a laundry list of all the things that she's done. Fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, allegedly he raped her. And not allegedly he beat her down that hallway. And so the question here is, and allegedly he solicited drugs. Allegedly he solicited prostitution. These are
she
crimes.
did the same thing.
So when it comes down to his crimes, how does her morality alleviate him of his crimes?
Did she not do
No. But you know what the interesting part? Wait. Let's address what she just said. None of that shit that you just said is what he's being charged for. You know what the person that was in the room? I was talking
sex trafficking across.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I mean, that's the absolute truth, man. And let me be clear here. Nobody's rooting for Diddy to go home and you know what I'm saying, get off of this scot-free. Nobody's rooting for that. But if we're going to hold him accountable for certain things that he's done, you got to hold Cassie accountable because she did the same exact things. She did the same exact thing. You want to speak about soliciting for drugs and soliciting for prostitution? Cassie did both of those things. She did both of those things. So it does no longer become a question of morality. It becomes a question of who broke the law here. She broke the law and he broke the law. They were both doing drugs. They were both fucking with prostitutes. It's equal, man. You can't just punish one side and not punish the other. That's not, no.
And he said he was talking to the HSI agents. He said the only reason that they was pursuing this case is because when they get a high profile name, they get extra funding from the government in order for them to continue to do what they do within a division within the federal government.
That's some money.
He's a former FBI agent that is familiar and has relationships and talked to other HSI agents that are pursuing this case. He said the only reason why this is a big deal is because they need extra funding, and in order for them to do that, they got to take down high profile cases so they can ask for extra funding from the federal government. And for y'all to actually believe that he deserves to go to jail for the rest of his life for shit that grown folks volunteered to put themselves into, and he got freak offs, y'all are, you know what? I understand why men are terrified of women at this point.
Okay.
Because at any point,
let's not do the
at any point, y'all can come back for seconds and say, you know what? I was with you, but now I'm a victim. And because I got a pretty face, now everybody is going to believe me. And nigga, you need to go to jail for the rest of your life and give me all of the money that you never worked for.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Cassie was a prostitute.
Listen. The crazy part about it.
We gotta do one mic. Hold on. We gotta do one mic, but we gotta. Let me just wrap
up my point, Q. Let me just wrap up my point.
I just want to say,
hold on, y'all. Hold on. We gotta. You guys gotta take a step back, okay? Right? We have to separate his abuse toward Cassie, toward her friend, toward all of that. We have to make sure that what's being presented in the court is giving them evidence for racketeering and trafficking. That's what he's being charged for. Is he an abuser? Yes. We've seen the video. Is he a freak? Yes, but that's not against the law, having sex and doing freak offs, right? So is the evidence that's being presented in court showing him as guilty for trafficking and racketeering? I think that's the better way to look at things.
But Cassie is
not only
character witness. Not even speak to his character. Let's just say a prostitute goes and she's doing an exchange. She's doing a transaction, right? And she goes and she's selling her body. And then the man that she goes into the room with rapes her. Is he alleviated of that rape because she was selling her body? No. Answer that.
How do you
if you're not being charged for that?
He's not being charged for that.
Hold on. How do you know this? How do you know he raped her?
Cassie was not sex trafficked, so we understand that that's not something
that's applicable to her. How do you know that he raped her? Because if we're speaking to character,
okay,
she's the worst fucking person that could ever speak to character.
What does that matter when we're talking about his character?
It matters because
he's the one on trial.
I'll tell you why it matters. You know why we say free Tory Lanez? Is because the first thing that Meg Thee Stallion did was she went on Gayle King and she lied about them even having a sexual relationship.
And she lied to the cops initially.
And so we knew that she shouldn't even be qualified to talk, because if you gonna lie off of that little thing, then why the fuck should we believe you in anything else that you say? Why should we qualify your testimony as a character witness to talk about a character witness when you are the scum of the earth? Why would we believe snitches, for example, that is benefiting financially? Because you got to remember, she's never, ever, ever filed a criminal complaint against Diddy. The only thing she ever did was ask for money. She filed a civil suit. She never complained one time about this dude, not once.
I thought
and not even just that. She freaking committed adultery. She literally went and cheated on her husband with. It does matter if you're saying that this man raped you. If you're saying, wait, hold on. If you're saying someone raped you before you go and commit adultery with that same man, are you serious right now? Why would you go and lie with someone that raped you? That doesn't make any sense, Tasha.
Not only that, Kamara. She linked up with him because she said that she wanted to have closure. So she wanted to have a closure.
You want to have rape closure. I mean, rape. You want to have that closure.
After she was already married. Then her husband FaceTimed him while she was getting bust down.
Correct. Bust down.
Facts.
Big bust down energy. I'm going to tell you right now, this girl, she knew exactly what she was doing. She was a whole sex addict before Diddy ever got his hands on her.
I didn't know all of this.
And all of that y'all talking about, yeah, she a whore, and all that. To use her power,
Wait, can I say something real quick?
Didn't Anton say that her husband is broke? Didn't Anton say that her husband is broke and using this case to get money?
Wait.
So how
because she's 8 months pregnant. She's 8 months pregnant now. Why?
Can you shut the fuck up?
Seriously.
Was like on some baby, where you at? And she was getting fucked by Diddy.
Okay, I did not know that. I think that
you just said that
oh, some baby, where you
at?
at?
That's soliciting her to go have sex with Diddy for money, but now she's a cheater.
On tour.
Old girl is 8 months pregnant.
Wait, hold on. Listen, did y'all know? I just heard this today. She was going on tour to get some money, knowing nobody knows any song from Cassie but me and you. The movie was even trash. She was going to get some money. When she got them and it was set up, she canceled when she got that check. Soon as she got that money, that 20 million, she canceled. And she didn't know.
I'm trying to tell you, like, why that's all it is. Whenever you're pregnant, if you knew that you really had something, you had all your proof and everything lined up, what is the purpose of you bringing your pregnant ass out?
So she got
and
pregnant
purpose.
Maya,
she's 8 months.
She got subpoenaed.
I'm talking about whenever she went ahead and did the whole case with Diddy to get the money to begin with. Whenever she initially brought it out.
Okay, so what I read was that she had written a book or a diary or something, and she wanted him to read it, but he didn't read what she had written for him. So she wrote a book or something, but she wrote something to him to read, to pretty much just air out her grievances with him. And it was said that he didn't take it seriously, and that was when she told him that she was going to release a book, and she was giving him a chance to buy the book from her before she released the book or something like that. So yeah, so then that's how the money.
Y'all are saying that she's after his money, and Kamaya's argument was right. I understand that.
What else would she be after?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So Carmaya's argument is that she decided that or even Anton stated that her husband is broke and this is a ploy for his money. But then we bring in that she cheated on her husband. Isn't he in the loop if he's broke and he's in on it to get his money?
Correct. So this is what I'm saying, Tasha.
What I'm saying,
where is the wisdom? Where is the wisdom in it? If you have your proof that he raped you, he did all the things that he's supposed to be alleged of doing, where is all of her proof at? And why is all of these things coming up to surface about her?
She kept it for the last.
Where's her proof of her getting raped? Is that what we're saying?
No, I'm talking about. No. I'm saying if she's not after his money, she's doing this off of strictly wisdom and understanding that, hey, I got this proof lined up. He did this, he did that, he did this, and he did that. Where's that at? Why is everything coming out about her and nothing about him?
But he already got his money, y'all. This is a federal case,
right?
So he already got his money. That's moved on. So the state is questioning her, and probably already questioned her prior. And she's obviously a great witness. She's pregnant. So the jury's going to be very sympathetic to her because she's probably rubbing her stomach, probably sobbing and crying in the court. And she's talking about all this abuse, even though the abuse ain't got nothing to do with the charges he's actually facing. But the jurors are going to be like, damn, she was really through it.
And she's absolutely right. Most people are going to look at this case from the video where Diddy was beating her and kicking her and all that stuff. They're going to look at it from that and judge it automatically off of it. Even though he's not there for an abuse case. Cassie never filed a domestic. He is literally there for racketeering, RICO, and sex trafficking, none of which have been proven so far. And we're on what, day 8 or day 9? Day 10 of the trial? Like, come on, man. Either come with the evidence or what's going on here, man. Like, what are we here for? And obviously the prosecutors are not doing a good enough job to try to prove these cases because all that's coming out is shit about Cassie and what the hell she's doing. I don't know, man. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this. Let's go, baby.